Chaos has ensued here at Nation Domination as we brought back Brent Callender, who, by the way, looks like a fatter, uglier version of Devontae Smith-Pelly of the Montreal Canadiens.
That was cold, man. That was cold.
I wish GM was back.
I'd at least take Wayne Simmons. Give me Wayne
GM is back!
It's back.
GM is here, but I kind of muscled him out a bit. Squeeze in here, Jim.
Yeah, Jim, you can squeeze in here. Don't worry, we'll go a three-way here. Move your fat butts to the... You're right. GM, please come in. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, Jim.
Welcome to Nation Domination at Threesome now, as we have GM
Can you
here.
never say that again?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, this is Three's a Company.
Div 4 recap. Let's dive into it, guys. Grip and Rip, 2.5 Dans. 2.5 Dans winning 34-20 in this game over Grip and Rip.
Yeah, of course.
Joey Taylor.
Sean Abram, just for...
Yeah, I know he wasn't there.
Joey Taylor, 4 TDs. Vinny Galano, 3 TD passes. Some say it was an upset. Are you in the belief it was an upset?
I don't know, because the 2.5 Dans, we've always given them the title of like the Butler Bulldogs, especially with March Madness coming up here shortly. This team, Rob Campana said it best. They like to rope a dope teams. Joey Taylor's stat line in this game, you wouldn't think looking at his stat line that he could win. I believe he went 19 for 22 for 100 and you want to get in the shot? Yeah, for 102 yards. And the way it's just little dump off passes. Vinny knew what their game plan was coming in, and they still couldn't stop it. The 2.5 Dans, Joey Taylor spreads the ball around so well. They also had Darius Golubiowski spare for them, and he made some big catches in this game, including one catch to close the game out on 4th down. So I wouldn't say it's too much of an upset, because 2.5 Dans have this in them. They've been known.
Almost beat 6 Fast Guys plus Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true. Goal line stat.
That's true.
Yeah, I was there for that one. GM, Grip and Rip, did they take him lightly then?
I don't think that Grip and Rip took them lightly. I just think they didn't have the right defensive structure for this game. I think missing Sean Abram, not being able to adapt, and having a quick rush on Vinny Golano really is the answer right now. Vinny loves to buy time, roll out, make those crossbody throws, roll out one way and do that spin to come back into the middle of the field and then find the open man. When you have a quicker rush on Vinny Golano, that's when you start to see the holes in his offense.
All right, one-word answer, yes or no. Can the Dans catch from first place?
Yes.
No.
Okay. 6 Fast Guys, 69ers. Niners
don't
win.
we have to defend our...
No, he just wanted one. He just wanted one word.
Niners winning 47-46. Shea Harbour, 7 TDs. Fred Vienna, 6 TDs, 1 INT. That's the difference. Shane O'Reilly with the INT. In your mind, I'll go with you, GM. Was this a playoff preview?
It's without a doubt. These are two of the top-tier teams. They've been discussed throughout the season. They're both very, very good. They have deep rosters. They're no strangers to this division. Absolutely, it's a playoff game.
Brent, Niners, have they found the rhythm?
It's funny you asked that, because before the game, I was talking to Dean and I asked him, you guys started out the season 3-0, like gangbusters. They came out, they were really putting the beat down on teams, and then they had these 2 losses, and I said...
It's because they played crisp.
Oh,
yeah.
GM in the building had to name drop his team name.
I'm not hosting, right? I'm not...
Oh, so you're allowed.
Okay.
So we won't talk about what you did to my team this week.
What, showed up late and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, anyway. 69ers, yeah. So I was talking to Dean, and I told him, I said, so what's the problem going on with you guys having these 2 losses? And he told me, they were against 2 good teams, and they still felt confident. And the performance they had against a former Division C champion team, minus a few players, obviously, but they really minus 4 players, 4 key players. Yes, the performance they had in this game was unbelievable to watch. The 69ers have an offense that could score with anybody. It's when their defense can get turnovers. That's what makes them a real contender, I think, to be a championship team.
All right, guys, 6 Fast Guys. They tie the Dans in which they could have lost that game. They lose this matchup here. Are they in trouble for the division? Go with you, Brent, and then you can ask that question.
I think that 6 Fast Guys with Ryan are a very beatable team. I think they're a little more vulnerable down the middle of the field more than ever. Their offense is it's a lot of quick strike, and when the quick strike isn't working, their rhythm throws aren't as effective as they used to be. They still have all the tools it takes to be a championship team, but there's a lot more deficiencies in this team than there has been in the past.
GM?
I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree again. That's going to be the theme of the show. I'm very happy about that. I think it's very matchup contingent. It all comes down to who they play. If they play these teams again, it's going to be a case of fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you. They're going to adapt the second time around. They can definitely turn these games around. They'll go in having learned. It's a question of who they play throughout the end of the season in the playoffs as well. It depends on if they've seen the matchup earlier on in the season in the playoffs.
I think Marc-André Vienne needs to get the ball a little bit more, though.
He does. He gets like 10 catches.
No,
a
he
game
does, but I mean for
like
more
20
yardage.
yards.
For more yardage, the damage he's doing isn't
It's hard
enough.
to get catch for more yards when you're doing a 2-yard slant.
I know, but I just like to see him involved a little bit more. During the spring, they had him catching a little bit more in yardage. Okay.
Brothers versus brothers. Eskimo brothers against the brothers.
I don't know how many brothers were actually playing.
19.
Get my deal?
Yeah, I get your deal. 1990 tie game. Morgan Ty fell 3 TDs, 1 INT. Sean Steen with 2 TDs. Connor O'Brien with 2 TDs. This tie, as valuable as the point is for the Eskimo brothers, how big of a loss was the other point for them? Considering again they're at the bottom of the division, Steen's back in.
Oh, I didn't even know Steen was back in.
He's back in.
recovered. Good for him.
How big of a loss is that point for them, though, GM?
I think it's huge. You just said so yourself. They're at the bottom of the division. It's going to lead into your next question. Can Sean Steen carry them into the playoffs? Judging by the fact that they have this one tie, essentially in a division where there's 40 teams and everyone's neck and neck, a tie is essentially a loss.
Yeah,
You might as well.
It was also
not
from
have played at all.
tiebreakers, more or less.
The only difference between a tie and a loss is that you didn't give the other team a point ahead of you.
Right. Brent, the brothers, have they been figured out?
Yeah, it's kind of sad because I said early in the season, I remember on the first show, my only other show I did.
We don't remember that.
Oh, no one remembers that?
No.
Okay, that I said that this team was legit and that everyone should watch out for them, but I guess they're getting into the more meatier part of their schedule, and maybe teams have kind of figured out what they have to do against them, because when they line up and play, they have some scary athletes on that team, but I think maybe they've kind of come back down to earth now, and they're realizing that the athleticism isn't going to only win it. They need a better scheme overall.
Very well. Then come up next, we'll do Who Do You Like?
It is always scheming.
We'll do Who Do You Like in this next segment.
Who do you like?
Follow us on Twitter, GM Cole44.
Yeah.
That pretty boy BC,
True.
whatever it is.
Yeah, you got
24.
it. Yeah.
Eagle FPF and at MoCon19 for those Twitter handles if you want to tweet at us as well. Come up next, we'll talk about Who Do You Like here on Nation and Domination.
Nation.
Calling the Audible has been brought to you by the English Montreal School Board's DEAL program. Distance education for all learners will allow you to obtain your high school diploma or prerequisites for CEGEP or vocational studies from the comfort of your own home. It's never too late to go back to school. Learn anywhere at your own pace and get your diploma. Call 514-788-5937 for information or visit www.distanted.ca for more details. Welcome back to Nation of Domination. I figured out what TCO means. You ready for this, guys?
Go ahead.
The crisp offense. Huh?
That's low.
Five
That's low. That's low.
Yeah.
Listen, we fell off. I've hashtagged
Oh, we're not talking about
it.
your game. I'm just saying.
we fell
TCO,
off.
the
though.
crisp offense.
We fell off.
Hey, GM.
That's the stupidest thing. I hate that thing.
Let's dive into it. Who do you like? Who do you like
Who do
winning?
you love?
Well,
You
you
know
do
the
who you
song?
love. Yes, of course. We'll go at the Geratron 3000 here, or the script that we have on our wall. Who do you like winning the Conference A South Division? We have Niners and Ghosts at 4-2. Six Fast Guys at 4-1 and 1. Niners beat both of these teams here. So those three teams right now, who do you like?
Tough for me to say, but I'm going to have to say, even though I harped on them a bit, I'm going to say Six Fast Guys plus Ryan. They have enough talent that if they put it together, they can win out in this division.
GM?
I think it's important to bring up the schedule here, judging by who the 69ers and Six Fast Guys plus Ryan play. They are neck and neck with 69ers having the head-to-head on them. But
Both teams as well, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it does come down to the remaining
Which
games.
quarterback,
in the season.
GM, would you trust more going down the stretch?
Per game.
Is Shea Harbour have a lot to prove in this?
I
He
think
does.
Shea Harbour does because when he's
really
very
good
much-
at-
when he's on, he's on.
very. That's what I'm
But
saying.
here's the thing, though, right? When he's off against Chris, he was terrible. I was like, this guy
Struggles,
shouldn't be
yeah.
a Div 4 quarterback.
See, this is really important because right before the question was answered, I wanted to lean more towards Six Fast Guys plus Ryan. But the 69ers play
easy
Team Ethnic,
Win.
Certified
That's a
Fly
win.
Guys,
Win.
Southside Ballers,
Win.
and Layduck Dynasty. Four teams who combined don't have a winning record.
Well, LDD's been playing better. They played well on
Granted,
Wednesday
yes,
nights.
they're the team that's the biggest enigma in this division right now. They have a QB who's played for Team Canada in tackle, and
Oh, really?
they struggle. Yeah,
Paquette.
Fred Paquette Pro.
Yeah.
And they struggle to get a win every week. And on the other side, Six Fast Guys plus Ryan's Shamrock,
Huge
Tough.
game this
difficult
week.
game. Ghosts, it'll be evenly matched but still difficult. And then Team Ethnic and
They'll win those
89ers.
two games.
But the first two games, the Ghosts game and the Shamrocks game, are going to be more difficult than the 69ers remaining schedule.
Brent, quickly here, your thoughts on what GM pointed
I think
out?
GM hit it right on the head. The schedule for 69ers was significantly easier. Ghosts have a pretty tough one here because although Whispers aren't that good, they'll present a pretty good challenge. Shmoney's a good team. Six Fast Guys with Ryan, that's a coin. I would favor Six Fast.
And Southside Ballers as well.
Are they good?
With the addition of JC Mercil,
much different team.
Not only are they a much different team because he's a great QB, but these kids are all afraid for their lives because he's their tackle coach, and if any of them drop a pass, they're getting scratched.
Absolutely.
So I'm confident that Six Fast Guys have the team to do what it takes, but the schedule is the big factor in that.
All right, boys. Who do you like winning Conference B East? You have Malud.
Beast.
You have Malud and Game Changers at 5-1. Mustangs DG at 4-2-1. So I'll start off with you, Brent. Who do you like winning this division?
I think the Malud, they're such a solid team. A lot of athletes on this team. Former Division 4 champions.
Play each other, by the way.
Five champions. Thank you, Eagle. Let's see. The Sandlot Saints. They can win that. Mustangs DG. They can win.
Malud's got Mustangs DG.
Sandlot
Saints.
You know what? Malud's got their 3 out of 4. They could win those. So I'm actually going to take Malud to win this division.
Fair enough. Then GM, who do you like in this division now?
I think I'm going to go with Malud as well on this one.
Really? Okay.
The fact that these two teams play each other is going to be a big indicator. Honestly, I think that the winner of that game between the two will take the division. No disrespect to Mustangs DG, but these two teams are on a little bit more of a higher tier.
Is Dobson still playing for...
he's hurt right now.
He's hurt right now.
That's a big
he's on the
factor.
He's hurt. They've made other additions as well, though. They've Phil Djokovic on the team.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
Marco Bertoldi's on the team as well.
True. Okay.
So they've made necessary adjustments right now. I do just think, though, that Maluds are on a different level, and I think that they're the team to beat right now.
Fair enough. We'll go to Conference A West. Who do you like? Punt Returners, Cream Team, Trap Stars, Recipe for Disaster, BMS Ghosts, separated by 3 points. That's a lot of teams by a game and a half right now. And key note here, all 5 teams will play someone within their division in the next few weeks. So there will be a little bit of a separation of the pack. But
Punt Returners and Cream Team have already played each other.
Right. And so out of the 5 out of the bunch I've listed from that group, who do you like moving forward?
I like...
what was a disqualification?
Yeah, it was a disqualification.
Is it Theo?
Yeah, it was.
I knew it was
Theo.
I saw Theo playing for them, and I was like, Theo, how do you fit this Div 4 team? And I guess it didn't.
And you didn't get a response.
No, actually,
and I believe one of the Masheshas played with them as well. I think it was
Yadel. Yadel played with them as well.
So that's a big loss for them. For punt returners.
And I think it went from something like 40-0.
Yeah, because they dominated.
30-0.
I still think Cream Team is a better team than them, even without Theo. And Jared Humphreys.
6 CDs, yeah. So yes, the question is, who do you like, guys? Cream Team?
With that head-to-head, I think you have to go with punt returners right now. They have 4 teams that Recipe for Disaster will be a little bit of a headache for them. I think they win in the size matchup there. I see punt returners being Trap Stars. BMS Goats will be a difficult one. If long as they slow down the pace, they can win it. And Coyotes is a winnable game. So I like punt returners on this one.
Any other counter over here?
I still think Cream Team overall has a lot of talent and that they can make a deep run. If Jared Humphreys gets the balls to his athletes, stop worrying about throwing the ball so deep down the field and let them catch it and make the plays for him, that would be a much better approach, and I think that would help them win out the division.
I understand that, but if you look at the actual division overview for those teams in the conference,
who's tough on? They'll beat. Go back to that, Eagle.
Right now, both Cream Team.
Oh, you wanted the
division standings.
Both punt returners and Cream Team right now both have 4 wins. If both teams won all 4 of their games, punt returners still go through because they have the head-to-head.
That's true.
How
Trap
crazy?
Stars have a game behind and have to beat both of those teams.
How crazy would it be
this year? By the way, getting 3 wins so far. Yeah, 5.
A flawed 3 wins.
Ooh,
yeah,
no con.
Mokan started off the season a big fan of the Trap Stars.
Not anymore.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, you said that.
Vincent, Richard. Oof,
he's God. The Kaepernick of our
He's below Kaepernick. Listen.
You? Oh no! Hey, don't do my quarterback like that.
Best young quarterback in Div 4. Let's go into that segment. Nice segue there, Eagle. Who are you building who are you building your franchise around? At least quarterbacks right now. You have Sean McGrath with 22 TDs.
Shmoney?
From Shmoney.
Yep, Shmoney.
Dan Lazare with 32 TDs. Sammy Feeder with 29 TDs. Jared Humphrey will be included with 29 TDs. If you were to pick one of those guys, who are you picking to be your franchise quarterback? These are all young guys who I think have the
definitely
opportunity.
If I had to pick a guy from this list, I think I'm going to go with Dan Lazara. I really think Dan Lazara is going to be, within the next 3 to 4 years, we're going to be calling him one of the best quarterbacks in Division 3, maybe Division 2 if he decides to go up there. The kid reads the field so well. He plays tackle football for
Champlain St. Lambert.
Former St. Leo Cougar as well.
Former St. Leo Cougar. He really throws the ball with such velocity. He makes good decisions. He can run. He's very calm in the pocket. And I think he learned so much from that loss to Predators in the Division 4 finals last winter. And he's come back this year and played with like a certain type of anger. And like it's just, he's playing better than he ever has. And to do it with his Division 4 team that he has right now, I think is a testament to his skill, because those guys on paper are more of a Division 5 team, but with Dan playing quarterback, they can win in Division 4, which I think speaks volumes about him.
GM?
I agree with everything you've said so far, but the question is who can make the jump to D3?
As well,
Dan
yeah.
Lazara is already a D3
Oh,
player.
sorry. Oh, I didn't see that.
That's fine. It's a flawed question.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with Sean McGrath. It's his first season in the league. He's never played before. Picked up the game like that. Right now, he has a low INT count respective to his touchdowns. He's been doing very, very well despite not having played one game. I think that there's a lot of room to work with him. If you build a great team around him, or even just to elevate his team to D3 after another season.
That is code for GM. Sean McGrath is coming after you to make a team, if you're watching.
I'll speak to you on April.
It's already in motion.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, but the scheming will start. Sean.
April 19th is free agency frenzy. Are there any other young QBs in your mind that's not listed that could be a part of this quartet?
Sakis. I would throw Sakis in there.
Yeah.
Because not having Terrence Dobson and the other guy who hurt his shoulder, Justin Filto, not having those two have brought his numbers way down. But with those two receivers, Anton Sakis could be a Division 3 quarterback easily.
Any other QBs we want to include for someone who can make the move up?
Yeah.
Fred Vien.
Yes.
Not on this list.
Nice.
I think he will be. Well, that's it, though, right? I mean, for the next quarterbacks, I think Fred Vien will move up for sure.
And to lead you into your next question, is the QB of the year on that list?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be either Fred Vien or Terrence Morsing. Terrence Morsing, not on that list as well, has already played D3. Didn't have relative success at the time, but it all depends. Honestly, I think it's going to go to Fred Vien just because Terrence Morsing will only play 8 games out of 10.
Fair enough, then. Let's quickly here, guys. Did you see Simon Dagenet's article? He's listed every team 1 through bottom.
Okay.
We'll get on the Juratron 3000. I just want to quickly ask you your top 3 teams that he has listed in the midseason breakdown for Simon Dagenet.
You're doing such a good job.
Okay, you don't have to scroll far because he does it backwards. He puts the top teams at the beginning of the article.
Yeah. 6 fast guys, Grip and Rip, and Crisp, 1, 2, 3. I know we'll keep you out of the Crisp discussion here, but do you agree?
Would you like me to talk for Crisp?
Top 3. Do you agree with it? That's what we want to talk about, top 3.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with it. I think these are, if you could, just even at the beginning of the season, when I looked at these teams, I said these teams could win games in Division 3. So to have them at this point in the top 3, this late into the season in Division 4, I think is right on par. I think those are the top 3 teams.
GM, quickly,
not in particular order, but those 3.
I don't know about Grip and Rip being as successful in Division 3 as they would be in Division 4.
They could win 4 games, I think, in Division 3.
That's a fair assessment. I do like them here. Game Changers and Malud are 4 and 5. I think they're a very close 4 and 5 considering the top 3. Each of these teams has their flaws. 6 fast guys right now are the closest to being the best, but they have a loss and a tie, which hurts them a little bit. I like how close the race is right now, but Grip and Rip have their flaws. Crisp have their flaws.
Every team has their flaws.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think 6 fast guys cover up their flaws the best.
Correct.
Even though they're coming
not
off
the last 2 weeks.
No, not the last 2 weeks. They've hit a little bump in the road, and they need to get back to their style to get over it. But let's see if that.
All right, let's go to more likely to happen now. We'll go with the first question here. More likely to happen: Liam Mahoney reaching 1,000 yards receiving or 30 TD catches.
That's a good one.
He's about 750 right now for receiving yards.
He's at how much?
750, I think. He's close to 700 or 750.
Can I just answer why not both?
Well, I mean, you never know, right?
No, he's at what? He's at 21 TDs right now?
Why would you say 30? You should at least put a reason, like an outreach number.
Oh, you slow down a little bit here.
40, man. I would say 40.
How about 35?
I think that
he could get 35 touchdowns.
Bear in mind, Crisp did not have 4 games left. Crisp had 3 games left because they played during the bye week.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's okay. You know what then? I'll stick with the 1,000 yards more likely than the 30 touchdowns.
Correct. I'm going to agree with that one. I think also it'll be hindered by the fact that Terrence Morsink is missing this week.
Scott Maranovich.
Oh, Scott Maranovich coming
You're
back
up
to QB.
next.
There you go.
He did QB for them not too long ago.
Okay.
More likely to happen: Vince Rashard having 20 INTs or 500 yards rushing.
I'm gonna say.
He threw 5 or 6 on Sunday, whatever it was.
I'll say 500 rushing yards. No one can throw 20 receptions is a lot in one season. I don't think he's gonna throw that. How many does he have?
Right now, I think for Rashard, he's somewhere in the low teens, I believe. I forgot the number right now. But anyway,
Okay.
Jim, your pick.
He is a run-first quarterback, so that right there, for the most part, leads me to believe, yes, he'll hit 500 rushing TDs. He's at 351 right now.
351. Okay.
So depending on, especially if he has another 5 INT game, he's going to look to buy
just
time with his
run,
feet,
yeah,
run
that's
every
true.
second play if he's struggling to make passes. Bring it up. He doesn't even lead right now.
Oh, he's got 12. Okay, so
But hey,
he threw 5 in one game. You're saying so?
Yeah.
that could.
that's going to up the
Yeah,
ante.
that's gonna up the average
If
of
I was
it.
if I was a betting man, I would go with the rushing yards more than the INTs.
Yes,
but both
I
are
agree.
plausible.
I'm telling you, he's going to hit 20 INTs. He might hit both. Who knows? It would be rare feat, 500 yards
Oh,
rushing.
Frank K's leading in interceptions. What
Yeah.
What about? That's your love.
Hey,
That's your
big
love
win
pick.
for them on the week, okay, big boy?
Okay.
All right, yeah. Who's quiet now? It's all about the zoo. Final 4 picks. Let's dive into it. Ghosts, Southside Ballers, 8.5 points for the Ghost GM. Who do you have and why?
I feel like this is a trap game for the Ghosts right now. Southside Ballers have been doing really well with JC Mercil quarterbacking and having his input. He's a D1, D2 player. He's gone to the finals before, top tier receiver. Just having that input on this team is huge. So I'm going to go with Southside Ballers with the upset here.
Okay, Brent,
How
your
much is the
pick.
point spread for Ghost?
8.5 points for Ghost.
I think Ghost will win, but they won't cover.
All right. Grip and Rip, Crisp. That's the best game of the week. 4.5 point favors for the Crisp. Brent's your pick.
Knowing full well that there's no Terrence Morrison.
That there's no Terrence. That's a huge factor.
Hence the smaller point spread.
Point spread. I'm gonna say Grip and Rip. Vinny's not gonna. I know he's sour grapes right now over that loss to 2.5 Dans. They're coming back with a vengeance, and they will break Mocon's point spread.
Who's rushing?
4?
Chris.
It'll either be Mark Viglis. Likelihood Mark Viglis, if not Mark Viglis.
If Sean Abram isn't there for Grip and Rip, it's gonna be a long day for that defense with Liam Mahoney. I don't care who's throwing to that guy.
All right. Ballbusters, Black Guys, 6.5 points for Ballbusters. Remember, this is a big divisional / playoff game. Essentially, whoever loses, I think, is out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, I agree.
6.5 points, Ballbusters. We'll go with you, GM.
I think that we've been sleeping on Ballbusters. They had a really slow start to the season. I think that they're going to win this one and possibly even beat that spread.
All right, Brent.
I'm gonna go with Ballbusters. My boy Dylan Taylor. I really think he's a really legit quarterback. He doesn't get the press a lot of the other guys does because he does it in a different way. But he's been very effective, and I think they will actually beat the point spread.
All right, finally, LDD and the Zoo, 7.5 points for the Zoo. Brent, your pick.
I'm gonna pick Zoo because I like Frank K, and I know you're in love with that team.
I am.
And Leduc Dynasty, they just a lot of talent, but something's missing there.
Bringing up the last few games that Leduc Dynasty have played, you'll notice they are getting stronger and stronger right
Well, they
now.
crushed local 89ers on Wednesday,
Okay, local 89ers.
45-6.
Let's relax there.
I think that's the best shot to get team out there, isn't that right, Sarah?
I wouldn't say that.
I think they
I
are.
wouldn't
They're
say that.
unionized.
Are they?
They are. They're the elevator guys.
I think they had a close game, admittedly a loss to Marco in the middle, but each of their games, they're scoring more and more points. They're very quick. There are a lot of athletes. Once again, I think we do have a trap game here for Zoo. Zoo should win, but if they go into this game taking it too lightly, and if Leduc Dynasty have too many possessions on offense, Leduc Dynasty will win.
All right, we'll quickly look on the Geratron 3000, the current playoff standings. In Conference A, Crisp 1, Punt Returns 2, 6 Fast Guys 3, Shamoney 4, Coyotes 5, Niners 6, Ghost 7, Cream Team 8, Team Ethnic 9, Zoo 10, Recipe for Disaster 11, Trap Stars 12. Quickly, guys. Sure, Eagle. Quickly, guys. Currently, the 12 teams we have right now, who's in, who's out by the time we talk about it, see next week. Who's going to be falling out of
Trap
that
starts
picture?
out of it. I think
It all depends. They have their grouping, their conference is not as strong. So because they had a very strong earlier on,
You think that'll carry them?
it might carry them into the playoffs. It all depends. It's very matchup contingent right now. I think Team Ethnic are making a run right now. They're going to stay in. Cream Team might fall off as well.
All right, Commerce B, Malud 1, Gripping Up 2, Shamrocks 3, Backyard Bullies 4, Game Changers 5, Mustangs 6, 2.5 Dan 7, Mark in the Middle 8, Brothers 9, A Squad 10, Playground 11, Dragons 12.
You can tell just by the way he enunciated Brothers, Mo thinks that Brothers are going to fall off.
I really think they are too.
That's how you pronounce it, Brothers.
They're not brothers, but
Am I incorrect in that
brothers.
statement?
I know. I think they're going to be in the playoffs. I think they're going.
Honestly, I think so too. I think Conference B looks like it's pretty much set right now.
Okay.
Really, I think the Dragons might fall out. I don't think Simon has been playing well enough for this team. Dagenet to really.
Is there another Simon?
Well, just to clarify, Rob always emphasized
Yeah, last name.
last names.
Yeah, so I don't know if the way he's playing right now, and the receivers, we always kind of harp on him and say he's not a good quarterback, but they drop a lot of passes, put Simon in bad positions. So if Dragons are going to keep the number 12 spot, they're going to have to work a lot harder. Playground as well. Playground's had, I think, back-to-back losses and blowouts at that.
Well, we'll find out. Next week, we'll do a lot more of the playoff scenarios because, again, we'll be in Week 8. And once we're back here, we'll be looking at Week 9. And we'll see how this plays out and who's in, who's out. Coming up next is the Uncle Mike Show. And, of course, the lovely and talented Jessica Sanchez in the bullpen warming up. Mike, we don't know where the hell he is. Finally, what did you learn on today's episode, Brent?
I learned on today's episode that me and GM can work in a close space even after we've been enemies a couple hours later.
Frenemies. GM, what did you learn in today's episode?
I learned that we can do the show with Brent, so I don't know why Rob wanted to write him off.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
Thanks, GM. I appreciate it.
Don't know why you revealed that secret. Eagle, what did you learn in today's episode?
I learned I was off my game, and apologies for the terrible production.
Because you shaved today.
No, that's not how that works.
You kind of got like a Mark. You almost from afar, you look like Mark Wahlberg when he was like 16.
I learned.
Laugh. Wait, can I go with the story? At one point, I was on an airplane, like a red-eye flight. The person sitting next to me actually wakes me up and goes, "Excuse me, you look like Mark what?"
See? I'm not crazy.
2 in the morning. Go to sleep.
You should. Was it a woman or a man?
It was a man.
Oh, damn.
I learned that we can work in a trio, which I'm sure we will do for the playoffs moving forward. So there you go. So come up next, Uncle Mike Show here in lovely downtown northeastern central Laval and
Pacific Southwest. Don't forget that part.
Jessica, what is on
Operating
tap for the show today?
Sorry?
What's on tap for the show? Any particular
We
guests?
have a lot of good guests coming on in the month of April and March, and
Things are heating
March
up to
and
say.
April.
Yeah, things are.
So he's just gonna do a big recap.
Excellent. Well, there you go. Good night, London. Good morning, South Korea.